Good evening and welcome to the Final Call News Hour. I'm your host, Herman Muhammad. Now, before we get started with this evening's program, I want to tell you a little bit about the Final Call News Hour. The Final Call is the partner, if you will, of the Final Call newspaper and the Final Call online edition that you can visit at www.finalcall.com. The Final Call newspaper is the most widely circulated black-owned and operated publication not only in this country but in the world. It also serves as the communications organ for the Nation of Islam. The Final Call News Hour is produced by the Ministry of Information under the direction of Brother Corey 2X. The Ministry of Information was born from the Millions More movement, which was launched in October of 2005 in order to ensure our people's future survival. The overall mission of the Final Call News Hour is to provide an alternative source of news and commentary to our viewers. This is very much needed because although it is said we live in a free society with freedom of press, all of America's major media, both print and electronic, are owned by 5 major corporations, which we believe amounts to a monopoly on information. So the Final Call News Hour is vitally important. Now, this evening, we're going to be dealing with issue volume number 27, number 3, which reads, "All white jury issues unjust verdict." And this is dealing with the death of a young brother in Florida named Martin Lee Anderson. 8 security guards and nurses were acquitted in his death. We're going to depart from what we normally do because what we're doing is we're on part 2 of our series on women in Islam. But I just want to make sure that everyone sees this headline and that they pick up the latest edition of the Final Call newspaper because it's filled with information to all of our people. Like I said before, this is part 2 of a series that we're doing on women in Islam. A couple of weeks ago, we had a couple of sisters from the Sunni Islamic community who represented very, very well, so we want to continue with that this evening. Now, our guests are near and dear to my heart because they're members of the mighty MGT and GCC. To my far right, our first guest is Sister Titus Munaj Muhammad, a longtime member of the Nation of Islam. Sister Titus, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Brother Herman. It's my pleasure to be here tonight, sir.
Praise be to Allah. And to my immediate right is another sister that I've known for quite some time who's been in the nation for a few years now.
16 years.
16 years. Sister Tamika Muhammad. Sister, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good. All right, now we want to jump right into it because everybody wants to know about Muslim women. Everyone wants to know, particularly about women in the Nation of Islam and what women's roles are. So we're going to jump right in it. If you would, we'll start with you, Sister Titus, if you could just give us a little background as to how you came into the nation.
Oh, wow, Brother Herman. I've been in this thing for almost 40 years now. I was born and raised in the nation since 1970. My mom came in when she was 12 years old under the voice of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and it's something that has always been in our family. I've never been without Islam for a day.
Yes,
so it's always been with me.
Second generation.
Yes, sir.
That's a blessing.
That is a blessing. Sister Tamika, same question for you.
I actually moved here in '91, and I was looking for a church, and there's a brother by the name of Brother Schuyler, who I lived up north, who introduced me to come out to the mosque. He invited me here, and I stood up the very first day, and I've been here ever since, and it fit home for me.
Well, now what was it that attracted you, that made you stand up, make that stand so fast?
Well, there was a particular lecture that they were speaking on, which was about pork. And so at that time it was Brother Gerald who was teaching on this lecture about pork, and he was breaking down the side effects that it causes and how it affects the nervous system and the brain. And I was so intrigued because I've always been someone in the health and wellness side, and it just suited. And then also one of the main things is I seen how beautiful the women were. The men were on one side, the women were on another side, and these women were all draped in white, and they looked like queens. They were gorgeous, and that was very attractive. And the men ran to your doors, and I mean, it's like they put, you know, rose petals down just every walk, every step. They made sure you were protected and safe, and so that was something it was something different from what I was used to.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. All right, now we're gonna get, like I said, right into it, because of course we're all followers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
That's right.
And one of his fundamental teachings is that a nation can rise no higher than its woman. What do you make of that statement, and what does that mean to you? We'll start with you, Sister Titus.
Oh, wow, brother. You know, the woman, especially the black woman of the community, she's really the epitome of the human family. You know, especially with the MGT and GCC. In the Nation of Islam, we are elevated to that place of mother civilization. And I take that very seriously, especially when you see our women of today, the way they act or the way they conduct themselves, especially in public. And when you think of a nation that can rise no higher than its woman, you know, to me, she is the epitome of every woman. She's the woman that every woman wants to be. She is the woman every man wants to marry. She's the mother every child desires to have. She's also the foundation of your community. So something the messenger said also too, where there's no good women, there's no good men.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So when you look at that statement in general, it's very powerful.
Right.
Very, very powerful.
Yes, ma'am. And let me correct something real quick, because we said it's Titus Minaj Muhammad, but your full Muslim name is Asiya Minaj Muhammad. Right?
Yes, sir.
So we'll address you as that.
Thank
correctly.
you, brother.
Sorry.
Sister Tamika, same question for you. A nation can rise no higher than this woman. What does that mean to you?
Well, it just goes back that your first teacher is your mother. She's the center. She's the power base that holds you together. Even though they say the man is the maintainer, this is the woman that helps that man meet his goals,
Yes,
get to his directions, because without our backbone, which we have been the backbone of every black man, every black child for years, all the way back to since slavery, and because of that, that's what makes us grounded in our foundation, that if you don't evolve yourself around us, then there is no family, because that's our power base, is the black family, is families in general. And if we can get back to putting the black woman as a center,
Right.
we could be so successful. People focus on the finances, but that's not it.
Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
The black family is the power base, and that black woman is the one who gives birth to those gods and goddesses.
Praise Allah. Now, another question, another teaching. Heaven lies at the foot of the woman. Now, you know, we know and understand that in this world, heaven is looked at as some obscure thing. A lot of people have a mythological view of what heaven should be, but the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that heaven lies at the foot of the woman. Can we get an explanation on that one?
No doubt, brother. Well, let's go this way as well, too. You know, he also said when you look at a black man, you see God. So
Right.
definitely when you look at the black woman, you have to see heaven.
There you go.
When I think of heaven, it's something that the woman emulates to give to that black man. You know, our black men, they go out, they work hard every day, they deal with the society and the pressures and the pitfalls of it. And when that, let me say it this way, when that warrior comes home,
Right.
he wants that comfort of that woman. He wants the beautiful home. He wants the beautiful wife. He wants the disciplined children. He wants the home-cooked meals. He wants the
Right.
comfort. So when you say heaven lies at the footstep of the woman, as long as she's spiritually grounded,
Right.
she can give you those things. So that's my take on
Yes, ma'am.
heaven lies at the footstep of the woman.
Sister Tamika?
Well, I mean, the way I look at it is it's a joint matter, because I can be a woman, but half my faith is marriage.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
So I need